Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be kicking off our full face of series. And for our first full face we'll be doing Essence. I actually have the most amount of Essence products in my collection because it's readily available to us and they come out with the most new launches. However, before we start, I just wish they wouldn't have like limited edition products. It's so many that some of my products are not available anymore, but I thought I'd show you some things that I have and that are choices if you see them at the shop, whether they're good or not. And let's just go ahead and get this all on our face so I can show you what I think of all of these. Naturally, starting off with primers, I only have 3 options with me today. So the first one is, I don't know if you'll be able to see because of the light, but it's the Hello Good Stuff 48 Intense Hydrogel. I like this enough, but it doesn't serve well as a primer for adhering makeup or anything like that, but it is good for moisturizing. Then I have All About the Blur, which is a blurring primer, but it's not very silicone-y, and I do like it enough, but it definitely isn't my favorite blurring primer, but it's a good option. And the one we will be using today is the Jelly Grip Hydrating Primer. So this is like a fan favorite at the moment. I don't really get the hype personally. For me, it just feels like aloe vera, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my face. I really do like the smell, but I don't find that it's very sticky or very grippy at all. Like if they just called it a jelly primer, it would have suited the name better. If you've seen my video, I'll pop a picture up here, but I compared all of the gripping primers and did wear tests with them. So if you want to see what my favorite is, definitely go check that video out. And while we leave that to dry down, I thought we'd just prep the lips or just moisturize them. I have perpetually dry lips. I do have another one of these Juicy Bombs. I have 2, but one's in the grape scent and then this one is in papaya. I did like these initially, but it separates. So now when I squirt it out, I'm not getting a lot of like the glitter shimmer / gloss. I'm just getting oil, so I'm not going to use this today. They are pretty good, but I think it's because I have so many things I don't use them regularly that this has settled and I don't know how to like mix it back up. Then my favorite lip oil from Essence. I'm just gonna hold it up like this. I don't know if you can see it. I have like a little tracking thing on my camera right now and I haven't figured out how to take it off. So there's like lots of lines across my face. But this is the Hydra Kiss lip oil. I really like this, and this one's in Honey Honey. I do like the texture. It's up there with like my favorite ones and it's more affordable. It's really thick though, but can pass as a gloss rather than a lip oil. If you prefer something thicker, I think this is perfect for that. Let's move into the brows. So I haven't actually used this on myself, but I did buy it for like my little makeup kit. So this is the Brow Lifting Gel Set Extra Hold Transparent Brow Gel, and that is what it looks like. So it comes with a brush inside. It literally looks like there is nothing in it, but it is transparent as you can see, so it's just like a little petri dish. I also did buy a pencil. I haven't tried it yet again because I don't really use pencils. I use like a brow pen, but this is the Essence Brow Designer and it's in black, and I'm just going to do my usual outline with this. Not very creamy. It's quite a stiff formula, which I personally prefer because then it just adheres to my brows a little bit better. I'm going to do my whole brow with this as well, so it might look quite blockish, but it's a full face video, so I'm going to try and stick to only Essence product. I really like that this pencil isn't too pigmented and it almost has like a gray undertone, which works perfectly because it doesn't make my brows look too dark. Next, let's go in with a brow gel. It actually picks up a lot of product. So just coating the brush, and I'm just going to brush it through because I've already put brow pencil through. I really don't want to disrupt it too much. That's actually really nice. Let's see how it holds, but I really like the texture and the consistency of it, and it feels like once it dries down, it's gonna stay put all day. Next, let's move into like one of my biggest categories other than eyeshadows, and that is foundation. I love Essence foundation because it's very affordable. It usually looks pretty good on the skin. However, like I've said many times and won't repeat myself again, but it's orange. And that's all I'll say about it. I'm going to just show you what I have that I'm not going to be using today. This is I think one of the oldest foundations I have from them at the moment. And this is the Hydro Hero, and it's meant to be a 24-hour hydrating tinted cream. This was okay. It was pretty watery and it also kind of separated on my skin, so I didn't love it. They didn't have many shades available, but I'm pretty glad that they pulled this off the shelf because it wasn't the best product. Like that magic cream that I tried before, ridiculous. No cream is magic. Then we have the newest skin tint. And I got mine in the shade 60, which I love. It's a really good shade on me. I love the texture of this and it's great for every day. You can apply it with your hands, with a brush, or with a sponge, and it always looks really good. So I really recommend this if you like a lightweight foundation. Then this is very random, but I did a little short on it as well. And this is the Natural Matte Mousse Foundation. Like I said, who asked for this? Dream Matte Mousse gave us all PTSD, like the orangest, driest foundation you ever had. But this is actually really nice. It's really smooth. A little bit goes a long way and I really like it. Again, just the shades, but we won't be using that today. And then if you saw in my last video, I put these two up against each other. It's the I Love Flawless Skin Foundation. I got mine in 110 medium beige. Really like this. It gave me a bit of a breakout, but I'm not sure if it's because of the sunscreen in it or because of the scent of it, but something in here made me break out. But it does give you really good coverage and the longevity isn't terrible. I wouldn't say that, but it's basically the exact same as the 16-hour or the Stay All Day 16-hour lasting foundation. Really like this. Again, just too orange. This one is in the shade 40 Soft Almond. Again, I really did like it, but it looked exactly the same as this on the skin. However, it's not my very favorite foundation naturally. The one we will be using today and that I talk about quite often is the Fresh and Fit foundation with vitamin complex E and niacinamide. I don't know why that was a mouthful for me. I actually went to Discount the other day and they still have these on the shelf. So if you do want to try it out, now's the time, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, Essence just pulls everything off. I wish there were more like other brands like L'Oreal or Rimmel or Revlon that have like their standard foundations. They bring them out and they stay on the shelf. If it's selling well, they keep it there, but for some reason Essence always just gets rid of their stuff and brings new out, and sometimes it's not better. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this with a brush today. I'm gonna use like a cup pump and a half, see how far it spreads, but I haven't used this for a long time. As you can see, orange. They don't have like specific undertones either in Essence, which I think the brand would benefit from, even if it was a little bit more expensive. But if they did like more of a yellow / golden undertone and a pink undertone and a cool tone and a warm tone, but I find most of their foundations are warm toned, especially leaning towards the deeper side of things. But I love the way this looks on my skin. It's very hydrating, very natural and skin-like, and it blends out pretty quickly. I feel like my brows are already falling, but maybe it's because I took the brush over the top. If you watched my previous video trying these two foundations, you will notice that I did complain constantly about the way my forehead looked, the chin area looked, and around here in my nose. But look at how good this one looks. It doesn't accentuate anything dry or pores or anything on your skin. I really love the way it looks. I wish, as you can see, the difference between my neck and my face, I just wish that they had a better shade range because I would literally wear this every day. Moving into cream blush, I have two. I have more than two, but I have two different kinds, shall I say? But I have multiple shades in those different kinds. This I have the Baby Got Back, and it's the little chubby stick of blush, and this one is in this shade Tickle Me Pink. I love the way these smell. Smells like watermelon, but that looks like that. I really do like it, especially when I'm doing underpainting. I can like put this on really thick, and when it shows through, it's not as hectic. We won't be using this today. It is also in my everyday drawer, so I do use it quite often. This one I haven't used this shade yet, but this is the Baby Got Blush, but this is the liquid blush instead of the cream blush. I just picked up a darker color just to see what that looks like, because the one I initially picked up was way too light for me. Naturally, I don't have a cream bronzer, so that's why we're skipping that step. It comes out really fast, so I think I'm just going to put it on the back of my hand instead of putting it on my cheek. I don't know if it's the product that smells this good or the soap that I use to clean my brushes, because something smells really nice. Okay, that's actually a really good shade. That looks almost as if I've just exercised and got flushed. That looks really nice. So nice. I said it twice. I like the fact as well that these can lock, because I just had an explosion in my makeup like kit bag as well. Wasn't pretty. There's foundation everywhere. On the other side, I had to use a bit more because the brush is absorbing quite a bit of it. So I think this would work really well with a sponge as well. Oh, I really like that. Natural looking flush. It's slightly dewy. It's not super matte, nor is it like super shimmery, which is my preferred, what is it called? My preferred texture. Is it my brush? No, it's the product. It actually smells really good. Following that up, we'll use the Baby Got Glow, which is the highlighter. I don't really like this very much, to be honest with you. We're gonna use a little bit. Look at the texture of it. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's kind of silicone-y. For that reason, I'm going to put it on my hand as well. Pick some up on my finger. See, I don't know. I find it patchy and super glittery. Still not like convinced that I like it. Maybe it's just mine that's a bit faulty because it feels super dry. It doesn't feel as liquidy as the blush does. Anyway, we've added that. Little extra glow to our face. For concealer, I have 3. This is like my oldest concealer from Essence, and that is the matte camouflage one. Don't like this. It is so dry, but I keep it for comparison reasons, and I use it like for other things. I wouldn't recommend this. I find it so drying. It actually ages you, and avoid it, in my opinion. I have fine lines under my eyes, so this just falls into every single line. No. Another bad one, and this was in my worst makeup so far of 2024. It is this one. It is the Multitask Concealer Erase Cover and Care. Drier than the Sahara Desert. I swear it makes my under eyes look horrendous. It's sticky and it's just, it's not it. Avoid it. My favorite one is the Stay All Day 14-Hour Wear Long Lasting Concealer. It's gorgeous. The texture is great. I didn't get the best color, but the texture is amazing, and it kind of brightens and it doesn't accentuate any of my fine lines or my crepiness under my eyes. I got mine in the shade 40 Warm Beige, so I'm not going to add too much. It doesn't have like the most amount of coverage ever, but it gives me what I want. So just like a slight cover up of all the imperfections, nothing too hectic, because I've just find I don't like it really heavy under my eyes. I'm just going to blend that out with a brush, and I'm actually just going to take it up here where I have more blueness. I've had the worst trouble sleeping lately. I've had to take melatonin like every other night. That's why they are so blue and pronounced today. See, it just brightens up the middle of the face really nicely, but I am just going to go over it a little bit with my foundation brush just to dull out the brightness of the color, and already it blends in seamlessly. I really like that. Next, moving into powders. I don't have many. I don't love Essence powders, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised that I've even put the one in that we're going to use, but I just want to get some use out of it. For powder foundation, I still love this. It's the 16-Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I use this regularly because it's so easy for a quick makeup look. If I'm just heading out the house quickly, I will do some cream bronzer, cream blush, and concealer. Pop this all over and out I go. I don't even do like the powder products corresponding to the blush and bronzer. I just pop this all over, and I really love it. Since my face is so orange and we want to lighten it up a bit, this is best for that. If you want to look like a ghost, if you like white powdery powders, look no further. It's right here. This is the Fix and Last 14-Hour Makeup Fixing Loose Powder. This I think is supposed to be a dupe for the Maybelline one, but they did a terrible job. This is basically just baby powder. It doesn't have a sieve on the top either, so all the powder ends up looking like this, and can you tell, it doesn't impress me very much. I'm firstly just gonna set under my eyes as usual. Can you already see the white cast? I'm hoping we can fix it with just some setting spray though. And just using a big fluffy brush, I'm going to coat my brush in that. Not that there needs to be much coating because you can see how white it is. And I'm just gonna bounce this all over the face. Can you see? I don't know if you'll notice, but I can see it in the viewfinder. Like, I don't know what they were doing. This is basically chalk. Tell me that looks good. Let me know in the comments if you think this is a good color. Or if you think this is translucent. I'd love to know your idea of translucent, because this isn't mine. The definition of translucent is see-through. So why do I look like Casper the brown ghost just ruined everything. I'm gonna look like Breaking Bad in my freaking room now because I have white powder absolutely everywhere. For bronzer, I have two. If you've been with me for a while, you will know that this was in one of my project pans probably 2 years ago. Still have it. I hit pan, rolled it out, and I don't use it that often, to be fair. It's kind of hard panned and I kind of grew out of it. I found some better things. This is a good one, not my favorite, shall I put it that way. Then I have this one which we'll be using, and I've spoke about this numerous times, and it is the Bloom Baby Bloom Eye and Face palette. They do have a couple of different ones, but I'm not sure if it spans the whole range of skin tones, but this is what it looks like. We have a bronzer, a blush, a highlighter, and then an eyeshadow quad on the top, which will take us into eyeshadows later. I'm going to use this bronzer down here. I do like this bronzer. I find it really, really smoothing, and it's a really nice tone. Look at that. Coated my brush way too much there. A little bit of color back to my face. Then for blush, like I said, there is a blush in here which I won't be using. Going to be using this one. I actually really like this. The pigmentation and just the smoothness, I love it. I think it's so much better than the previous blushes. I think it was just called The Blush. That wasn't my favorite. I struggled to get pigment off of that. This one is really gorgeous. It is in the shade 30 Cool Berry. It's such a nice deep rich shade as well, and it's super pigmented. I don't know if you can see all the powder coming off there. Pop this on the cheek. Pretty and natural again. I want to get all the shades, but most of the shades are pretty light. I did see like a toasty orange one that I think I might pick up. I really like this blush, so I would recommend. For highlighter, I'm going to use the one in here, and it's just the top one there, just a little bit. Looks all right. But look at my brows, they've already started to fall. Maybe I should try and do my brows last next time, but it doesn't I don't feel anything. So I don't know if it's as strong hold as I personally like. But again, this palette is so good, really love it. This does have an eyeshadow quad in it, but just remember that for when we get into eyeshadows, because we won't be using this one today, but I did just want to mention it because this is an all-in-one, one and done basically product. I really love it for that, but we're not going to use it today. So let's go ahead and just melt in this makeup because it's looking crusty and dusty because of that powder. And this is the Instant Matte Makeup Spray, setting spray, and I don't know what ever matte is, but it's got no oil or alcohol in it, so don't know how that helps. But I don't really love matte setting sprays, but I just noticed that it actually keeps your makeup on for a bit longer, so I like it for that. I've used this setting spray before. It's okay. It's not the worst. It's also not the best, but it is easy to use and it's really affordable. I think it's like 80 Rand. So super cheap and super accessible. So if you're in need of a setting spray, I don't want to spend too much money, I think this is a good option. For eyeshadows, like I said, we had that all-in-one face palette, but then let me show you the ones that I have and are not going to use. So we have this I Heart Jurassic World palette, and I really like this, but for the green over here, I usually use it when I'm like going to festivals or a nightclub. Not that I go there anymore, but I was using it for that and I really love it. So that's the only reason I've really hung on to this. I really like it. Again, it's a limited edition, so this was 2 years ago, I want to say. Again, limited edition, so I can't really recommend, but sometimes they're like have extra clearance stuff, so you could look at that. Then they still have these, but it's the Don't Worry Be ... and I got mine in, I think that's the colorway, but there I saw a orange one and maybe a green one of these. It's not the best. Again, I almost got rid of it. It was in my yearly declutter last year, but I don't know what this even is. I don't know if it's a cake liner or what it is. It doesn't really describe anything, but it's like chalk. So I just really use it for the shimmers, and it's an easy, like quick everyday makeup look, but it is okay. And I took it out of my pile to declutter. Then this was the most recent purchase, and it is the Golden Days Ahead. Really love the packaging, and I'm pretty sure that's why I bought it, because the colorway just doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. How can they have two mattes in here and one is light purple and light orange, almost a yellow? Didn't make sense to me, but I will use it for the shimmers for sure. Not that they're great, but it is some colors that I don't really have in the rest of my collection. This again I saw on clearance at Clicks recently, and it is the Ice Ice Baby eyeshadow palette. I don't really love this one. The shimmers end up falling down your face and it just doesn't adhere to the eye. So if you had a good glitter glue, I could recommend. It's not very versatile, but if you like a good blue eyeshadow like I do, it's handy. D. And then the last one, which we will be using, is the Bronze This Way eyeshadow palette. Looks like that. That's what it looks like inside. So as you know, one for the crease, one for the outer corner, one for the brow bone, and then a couple of shades. So I'm just going to speed through me doing my eyeshadow, and then I'll let you know what I think about it afterwards. That is the eye look complete with this palette. I really like it for an everyday easy look, especially if you like more warm tones, but I wish there was a more contrast between these two, the light in your face, these two mattes over here. I feel like the intensity of the color is basically the same, so one isn't like any deeper than the other, but it also makes for a really nice like gradient matte look. Just depends what you like, but this is my favorite I've tried other than the green one, which I don't have with me at the moment. The green one's also really good. And yeah, I think it's easy. It's 87 Rand and really affordable for 6 shades. I don't have an eyeliner because, as you know, they are not my favorite. They always disappoint me. But for mascara, I'm going to start with a primer, and this is the Volume Booster Lash Primer. Really love this. I use it all the time. However, I do think it can get a bit flaky, so just be careful about how much you put on. So we're going to start with this. I do find that a lash primer does help, especially because I don't really curl my eyelashes. I just feel like, I don't know, I don't see a difference with an eyelash curler personally, because my mascara naturally makes my eyelashes curl up, I guess. But I love a primer because it just makes your lashes a bit thicker. And to follow that up, we have the Double Trouble mascara, the waterproof one. I really like this, but I do think it flakes. Again, I find that most of Essence mascaras flake on me, even though it's a waterproof. It just, I don't know, it gets all crumbly and falls in my lenses. I'm just going to apply this. I don't know if I've showed you before, but it has a short haired side and a long haired side. So I usually coat my lashes with the short hairs just to get the product on. And then I go ahead and use the longer side just to extend it. And look how nice those look. They look so full. Love it so much. Even though it crumbles, I would recommend if you're looking for a good waterproof mascara that's affordable. Lastly, let's go ahead and complete the look with lip. I have a few of these as well. I think I have one in every single shade that they make, and this is the 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. This is in the shade Classic Red. It's not very red. It's more like a pinky tone. That's again something that Essence isn't good at doing. But I'm gonna apply this. See, it's like a almost magenta pink color. To me, I don't know if you feel the same, please let me know in the comments, but for me, a classic red is more like a fire engine red, where this is pink. This is definitely more of a pink tone. And personally, I don't like the variety of shades that they have. They don't have like a deep chocolatey brown or like a nude tone brown or even a mid-tone brown. So I end up using eyebrow pencils for that. And then to go with that, I'm not sure if it will completely match, but this is the color I chose because I have a few of these as well. And I think I have every single shade, and this is the Slim Stick, and it's a 6 hour long lasting lipstick. Looks like that, if it will focus. And then it's like one of the crayons that you get. So I'm just gonna add that in the middle. See, how do those two go together so well? And this one is like more of a pink tone. It's called Brick Road. That's not brick at all. I really do like the feeling of this on my lips. It is super moussey. I just got lipstick everywhere. But I really like the way it feels. It kind of feels like the Lip Maestros from Armani. If you've ever tried that, this feels very similar to that. That is everything for today. These are all the ingredients that we use today to produce what's on my face. So I have it almost fell out. I have a massive basket over here, and this is just all my Essence stuff. I think I have a couple more lying around, and I also definitely have some more in the UK, but this is what I have on hand. So it's definitely the largest part of my collection, which I thought I would just start off with because it's the easiest to gather all the products. Let me know what you want to see next. I have Makeup Revolution, I have Catrice, I have some L'Oreal, Maybelline, and Rimmel, but I think I would have to go buy more of those things. So let me know what you want to see, and we can definitely sort it out. If not, I'll pick for you. So let me know down in in the comments what you would like to see. But let me know what you think of the look and what you thought about these products. If you disagree with me, please let me know. I'd love to know your input. Other than that, that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to apologize for not posting last week, but I wasn't in a good little mental state, so I just needed to take some time out and chill and relax and just not think about filming, because this puts a lot of stress on me, especially because it takes up so much of my time, so much of my money, and I don't get any return on my investment. That's my story. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, like I said, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.